Screencast is going to show you how to do two things. First of all, it's going to show you how to do or complete the table at the bottom of what's in a number. And then it's also going to show you how to select your group so that your teacher has all the info you need. So let's start with what's in a number. You'd open this up. In class, we went over all this. You're going to be opening up your own version of this, which you've already done because you've been working on it. And of course, it looks like this. What's in a number? Trade of enslaved Africans. The bottom table looks like this. So first part says part 3, plan the infographic. This is all the way at the bottom. What group of figures are you interested in working with? Well, I'm interested in working with group 4, which is dangers of the middle passage. You can work with group 2, group 3, group 1, it doesn't matter, you choose. But I'm going to do group 4. So I'm going to type group 4 in here, so I know what group I'm working with. Then, on all your infographics, you're going to need to have an introduction, because infographics look like this, and usually at the top you have some sort of introduction, like this on this infographic, right here, 20 to 24 million Africans were captured and put on boats bound for the colonies. Only 12 million made it there. This is an introduction. It tells you what numbers you're going to be primarily dealing with. Okay? But back to this. This is your introduction. I've given it to you. Then you have these categories. Category, that's going to be which figure you're dealing with. Text, which is the question as well as the answer, and then a possible image. So if I'm doing the writing activity you did in class, I would just write example from the name writing activity. Here's the question. How many names could you write in 3 minutes? 75. And if I were doing this on an infographic, I might just show a pencil writing. So let's go back to here. I would put my question here, which is how many names can you write in 3 minutes? And then I would put the answer maybe up here that says 75. And then over here, I would show pencil writing if I'm using this layout. Okay. Now, if I'm doing group 4, my figure is A, so I'm going to go back up to A. And I like to get the beginning of the question. So if 12 million people were forced onto the middle passage and 15% died on the voyage, I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to place that in all of these because it's going to come up a couple times, right? Because that's the starter question for everything. And then the A, B, C, and D, etc. just carry on the rest of the question. I think I have a E, so let's put the E in. All right, so now I got my questions ready to go. So A is the one I'm dealing with first, and that one is, how many people died per year? I'm going to copy that question, and I'm going to remember 5714. So I'm going to get rid of these dots. Voyage. How many people died that year? And then below, I'm going to put the answer, which is 5714. Just double checking. And 5,714. My answer. Now, how many people died? It says if 12 million people were forced onto the middle passage and 15% died on the voyage, how many people died per year? I might want to show the image of a tombstone or skull and bones, something that represents death. I could even get more clever than that. You could show images from the middle passage, etc. But I'm just putting down possible images. Now for figure 2, and then you'll get the idea of this. Figure 2 is, or part B, is how many people die per day. I'd copy this. I would place it, because I'm dealing with B, so this is B, voyage, comma, how many people die per day. And I go back up just to check my answer. For B is 13 to 16 people. Depending on the math. Most of the time it came out as 16, so I'm going to write 16 people. Okay, and a possible image for this is how many people died per day. Maybe because I used a tombstone on this one, I could use skull and bones on this one, right? So I could use skull and bones, and then up here I'll use a tombstone for my possible image. so that I'm really dealing with pretty morbid topic, the death of the people in the middle passage. So I want to use images that represent that. I think you're getting the idea now. I would go to figure 3, which is C, next, and that's this question here. I'd copy this part of the question down, and then the response I'd write inside the box. And I'd go all the way down to E. Then I have my basic outline for my infographic moving forward. This is the non-creative part. And then you'll be able to design your infographic around this. Once you're done with that, then I want you to select a group if you haven't done this already. And you're going to go to this Google form. It just says you're going to be filling this out so that your teacher knows what you're doing. And the Google form looks like this. You're going to select your name from the drop-down menu. And then you're going to select the group that you were doing. I'm doing group 4. So I would select that from the drop-down menu. All right. Thank you for listening.